Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. Do you know what time it is? It's time to start talking eVTOLs, and we are covering, as you can see above me, we are covering Joby second quarter 2025 earnings call. A lot happening in past weeks. Joby have been, I was gonna say spoon-fed, so spoon-feeding us, but it wasn't a spoon, it was a massive shovel. So much happening. It was like literally every day, one big announcement after the other. And guess what? Joby, historically, never disappoint. On the earnings call, boom, crash. But this was quite expected because the stock reached recently its all-time high, and obviously there will be some profit taking, some corrections. Let's see what the call is going to bring us if we get some positive reaction and the stock recovers, or whether we will continue with the correction, if you will. Thank you everyone for joining. Let me just check if everything is coming through, if the audio is loud and clear. And we have a brand new thing on our show, on our channel. We have we have simultaneous stream. So Martyn is covering, let me just get this up and running. So Martyn is covering Virgin Galactic, and how about if I show you right now what we are doing? That is Martyn with Virgin Galactic. So if you are not interested in this sector,
please note today's call will be recorded, and I'll be standing by should you need any assistance.
There we go.
And on the main channel here, we have Vaz.
He's now going to show me on the screen. Look.
This is Vaz.
How about if I show you
Look at that.
Right now what we are doing? Look at that. We are literally that like BBC, Martyn. BBC 1, BBC 2, BBC 3. And it's just amazing. This is a new feature. Hang on, I can't listen to myself. We have literally a new feature. We are doing back-to-back stream, or not back-to-back. We are broadcasting simultaneously, and Martyn is just to satisfy all the members' requests. Martyn is doing Virgin Galactic on the main channel. I am doing parallel to that. Martyn is BBC 1. I am BBC 2. Just waving. It's a bit delayed. There's like 20-second delay for various reasons. But I am doing Joby Aviation, and on the extra channel, we are doing Sensonics. So literally 3 earnings parallel. We've never done this before. It's a completely new feature, completely new thing. So if you don't like Joby, or if you don't want to listen to me, you can tune into Martyn and go to see whether Sensonics or Virgin Galactic. What is Joby doing? Oh, hang on, just to show you how to reach there. Go to YouTube. Obviously, you will see it on your main page. If you are, oh, he's got 209 people watching. Very good. If you open Martyn's channel, if you open Martyn Lucas Investor, look, it's live here. The red circle is telling you it's live, and then you have 2 live streams going parallel. So here's Virgin Galactic, SPCE, and I'm doing Joby Aviation. Those who just joined, thank you very much for joining. Hit the like button. We are getting people in. We are getting decent audience. The stream, the webcast will be starting in 25 minutes. In the meantime, I'll be bringing you some updates. We have the numbers are out. The shareholders letter is out. I'm waiting for look, I'll show you on the screen. We have shareholder letter with some very nice graphics, and I'm waiting for the webcast. If I refresh it, it's not there yet, but we'll be starting. They usually start relatively on time. I mean, nobody ever starts on time, but Joby, they start within a minute or 2. So we have about 25 minutes to get that stream through, or sorry, webcast. In the meantime, let me show you what we can expect. We had a great announcement by Joby this morning. Where is my tab? I've got my tab somewhere. I've lost my tab. I had my tab with some great news from Joby. Hang on, let me find this on here. Bear with me. Joby Aviation. What I'm doing here, I'm showing you X, former Twitter. I'll give you shortly. I believe everyone knows my handle, but I'll show you it shortly as well. Making serious moves this quarter. Our second quarter 25 financial results are out, and we have made unparalleled. Is that correctly spelled? Unparalleled. Yes, it is. Okay. Progress on all fronts, from certification and regulatory momentum to manufacturing and commercialization. We are never standing still. Read the highlights in our shareholder letter. We'll get to that in the very minute. But what I was going to show you, this massive news. Another day, another huge milestone on our path to commercialization. Today, we announced that our first conforming aircraft intended for type certification flight test is headed to final assembly. So Joby, they already operate a fleet of 7 or 8 aircraft, and this should be sort of final version of the aircraft. Let me just show you what Joby is, and I will be talking over it. Those who don't know this company, this is an eVTOL manufacturer. Joby Aviation, based in California. And what is an eVTOL? Well, VTOL stands for, let me just get a bit of water. VTOL stands for vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. The E is for electric. So what you can see here in the video, the aircraft can lift off literally on the dime. It can lift off vertically, transition into horizontal flight, and then move like your conventional takeoff and conventional aircraft. Fixed wing aircraft, and then again for the landing, it transitions into the vertical phase. However, this aircraft can take off and land in both ways. It can take off and land vertically and horizontally as well. So this is Joby Aviation. Main advantages. One, it's much safer. Oh, I wasn't going to show this yet. Let me show you the other video, and we will talk about this in the very minute. Main advantages. This aircraft, this concept is designed to satisfy the needs of large cities. Think of Los Angeles, New York, London, maybe Berlin, Asia, always congested. If you need to get from the city center to your airport or to another hub, another important hub, rather than being stuck in traffic for an hour and a half, even 2 hours, why don't you go 3-dimensional and reduce it to mere 10 to 15 minutes? There is a network proposed for multiple cities by multiple manufacturers. I will show you that as well. But this is the future. One, the time saving and efficiency. Also, cost efficiency. Operational cost of this aircraft is much lower than your traditional conventional helicopter. Maintenance, much lower maintenance, because you have less moving parts. These 6 motors are not powered by any drivetrain or anything. You have just much less moving parts. Also, it's electric, so you don't have any combustion. You don't have any wear and tear on this caused by the combustion. It's green. The aircraft itself has virtually zero emission because it's powered by batteries. It's also much more quieter. Some of these are claimed to have noise levels between 40 and 50 decibels. So think of your helicopter as your combustion engine car, and think of your eVTOL as an electric vehicle, electric car, and that's sort of the same level, same difference in the noise levels. Massive advantage is that this is much safer. On your traditional helicopter, you have only 1, maybe 2 rotors. If this fails, there are very few ways how to recover it, or how to carry out emergency landing. One of them is called auto rotation. It's pretty much the only one. But there's not many ways how to recover from a critical failure. Whilst here, this one in particular has got 6 rotors. So if one of them fails, you still have 5 more. And if you cannot if you cannot finish and end your flight, you can still carry out emergency landing. You can still override. Batteries also, they are isolated in units. So each aircraft has 3 or 4 battery packs, if you will. So if one of them gives up, you still have 2 more, and you can override. You can override your power and carry out the landing. What you could see here, let me play it again because it's quite a nice video and I like it. This is Joby Aviation doing their piloted trials in Dubai. In United Arab Emirates, the Mid East is believed to be the first adapter of this concept. So if you like this and you want to fly one, you can fly one actually as early as first quarter 2026. So we are not even a year away. Yes, you will have to travel to Dubai or Abu Dhabi, depending on which one you want to fly, because there are multiple companies, but we are not even a year away of having a chance to fly one of these air taxis, as they call it. I don't like to call it air taxi, the air taxi, because I don't think it's the right term. Because this is not a typical taxi cab that can pick you up from your doorstep, drop you off to the club, and then pick you up from the club when you finish 2 o'clock in the morning and take you home and pick up kebab on your way or burger. That doesn't work this way. Think of it more like a network of nodes, like your underground or bus network, but 3-dimensional. So we are not moving on the 2-dimensional plane. We are, if you pardon the pun, we are moving in 3 dimensions. Those who just joined, I see the audience is picking up. I love it. Thank you very much for joining. Don't forget to hit the like button. I will also show you. Martin says, we are about to hit 94,000 views. Wow. I will also show you, we have a new thing on our channel. Let me get this up and running for you. We have a very new thing on our channel.
Show 222
we have
live on the main
Martin is literally watching us. Martin is literally watching our screen.
Going live with Joby Aviation.
Look.
I want to see all of the Lucas A's, all 200 of you, jump into the show. Oh. Look at Virgin Galactic explode. It's short squeezing.
Oh, we've got some good news.
14%.
So
I love it.
Ooh.
I love it.
Got some good news there.
All right. Okay, come on. Everyone. We've got 15 minutes to go. Everybody jump into...
Right, if you... we will get a little surge in people coming in. That's great. Thank you, Martin. Thanks for that. So we will have... Yes, Martin is covering Virgin Galactic. And I see the audience picking up. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you. And I see Virgin Galactic is doing very well. So, if you are not into this concept, in this technology, you can join Martin on the main channel. On the extra channel, we are also broadcasting Sensonics earnings call requested. All these earnings calls requested to be covered by our members, to be covered by us. And this is the very first time we are doing parallel. Look at that. It's delayed. It's a bit delayed, but Zach says, yeah, Zach is a big fan of Virgin Galactic. Thank you for dropping in, Zach. Thank you very much. That's great. Yeah, this stream is delayed, so it's about 20 seconds delay. So if I wave now, you will see it slightly delayed. And when Martin waves back, there will be even more delayed. But how to get there? You can either check out the chat. The link is pinned in the comments or in the chat, or you go to Martyn Lucas Investor on YouTube, as I'm showing you, and you can see the red circle around the logo. That means we are live. Boom, if you scroll down, you have both streams in here. So think of it like BBC One, BBC Two. Martin obviously is BBC One with 223 people watching, but we have great audience as well. I love it. That's amazing. Thank you everyone for joining. Again, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out if you are going to watch Virgin Galactic. So So that's some great news happening right now on our channel. We are always improving. We are always bringing you new and better service. And we are about to hit 94,000 followers as well. Let's go through the newsletter because we've had some great news. Let me check. Oh, the stream, the webcast is available. So let me just fill this. I'm not showing you my personal credentials. I mean, the name is Vaz anyway. I always put Vaz anyway. You know me as Vaz. Email. Let me just quickly register and we will go through the newsletter, the shareholders letter. Company. Shall I put Martyn Lucas or eVTOL Hub? Doesn't matter. Right, submitting, and we have the stream on standby. We don't have any music, which is great. I've got it muted, so it's not going to go through. Okay, that's great. So we are ready. We are ready to rock and roll. So what we've got in the shareholders letter, let me zoom it in a bit. We've got beautiful picture from Dubai of the aircraft, of the S4 aircraft. By the way, configuration of this aircraft is 4 passengers and a pilot. The intention is to be autonomous in future. Second quarter 25 highlights. Completed 21 full transition flights in Dubai Flight Center campaign to validate commercial market readiness. Wow, that's a lot of flights. That is a lot of flights. Just for comparison, their main competitor, Joby Aviation. And I don't want to be belittling them. Belittling? What's the that's the word, yeah. I don't want to be talking them down, but Joby have done only 1 flight so far. And it was more for a show. But Joby, they are just full on. 21 full transition flights is a lot. Think of it, it's the full vertical takeoff, transition into horizontal flight, and then transition back to vertical landing. It is very complex maneuver. And obviously, if you don't get this right, the aircraft can fail. So this is just showing confidence. I believe Joby have 2 aircraft in the Mid East already. So that's some great news. Recently announced last week, we covered this on the channel as well. We brought you this hot off the plate. Collaborating with L3Harris to develop a new class of aircraft for US defense. This will be hybrid powered aircraft. And it'll be pretty much the same S4 as you can see here in the picture. Joby also have done some testing and some progress recently on their hydrogen-powered aircraft as well. Joby and their subsidiary J2Fly and X-Wing have been developing a new autonomous hydrogen mega-range aircraft. They had done 9-hour flight, more than 9-hour flight, and a week later, or a couple of weeks later, they did over 24-hour long autonomous flight. It's not confirmed, but it's more than likely happened. So we've got this from valuable and validated sources. So Joby, they don't mess around. Electric aircraft, they have fleet of 8 or 7 aircraft. They will be now developing a new power unit or powertrain, which will be hybrid, which will be turbine with batteries. I explained this in one of my videos, and no doubt we will hear some update in the earnings call. And also they have been working on purely hydrogen aircraft, whether it's variant of the S4, as you can see in the picture. I like the blue livery, the white and blue livery. It looks very good. But we also can, we also are developing a completely new concept of aircraft. And you can see some details from last year's hydrogen flight. Distance of 523 miles. That is a lot. If you look at your conventional or your traditional eVTOL, the electric version, we are in the range between 100 and 150 miles. By the way, the stocks seem to be slightly recovering. Let's see what the earnings call brings. And you can see here on the screen, this is the potential. Let me just rewind slightly back, because I would like to show you this. This is very important. This is your network within, just bear with me. Right, this is your intercity network. You've got one for New York City, Boston, Washington. So you can see you are within the within the range of, say, 20-30 miles. With the hybrid, you are now opening completely new range of possibilities. You can dominate, or you can cover the whole East and West Coast. Obviously, one or the other. You wouldn't be able to fly across. Maybe with the hydrogen aircraft, maybe. But this is massive news, or this is massive progress. Department of Defense has requested 9.4 billion in its fiscal year 26 budget to advance autonomous and hybrid aircraft. We also know that the new government, whether they are doing things right or not, they definitely are doing or have been doing things right in the aerospace and the FAA. A lot of new regulations now being rolled out, and a lot of them are in favor of these aircraft, the advanced air mobility aircraft. Whether it's an eVTOL, like here, not this one, yeah, this one. Whether it's an eVTOL, like here, no, that's a wrong, this one. Whether it's an eVTOL, like here, or whether it's a smaller aircraft, these will be much easier to get adapted and rolled out into the United States airspace. Those who just joined, thank you very much for joining. We are covering Joby Aviation second quarter 2025 earnings call. I'm now showing footage, the official footage from Joby Aviation and their venture in Dubai. The webcast is about to start in 8 minutes. And we are now going through the investors letter, and we are talking through the key updates. As you can see, this is the application in Dubai. Yeah, 161 kilometer, which is about 100 miles range, and 320 kilometers is, I don't know, 150, 180 miles per hour. Look at that. Quiet, efficient, safer, green, much cheaper to operate. We are looking at these aircraft being operated and flown at the levels of $2 to $5 per passenger mile. So which is probably equivalent of your, what is it, Uber Black, the premium Uber. How interesting that is. Obviously, it will not be from the very beginning, because at the very beginning, it will be exclusive premium product. But the more these get adapted and rolled out, the cheaper they will get. We've got Abdul Latif Jamil and All Nippon Airlines, which is Japan Airlines, agreement explore deployment of approximately 300 aircraft. Wow. That is a massive pipeline for Joby. And if you look at the aircraft cost, which is estimated, I think the X4 is estimated about $4 million, you can do the maths. That's already over 1 billion or maybe more. It's almost 1.5 billion locked in orders of revenue. Over 50% complete on FAA side of stage 4 of certification and first type certification confirming aircraft, preparing for final assembly. That's what we got announced today morning. We have planned acquisition of Blade passenger business, expected to accelerate commercialization in key markets. So again, Blade Air Mobility, they are sort of premium helicopter taxi, but they are trying to be affordable. So you can share your helicopter with other passengers. Basically, same as Uber or similar to Uber. So rather than paying, I don't know, $800 per flight, you can now pay $150 and share with other 3 or 4 passengers. So Blade already have the infrastructure in New York, Los Angeles, and other cities and markets. Now we can just plug in the electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft in there, that Joby's S4, and we can fly. So that's some massive news for the eVTOL market and for Joby. This is very important. 991 million of cash and short-term investments. That's great. That's some great update. And we have expanded manufacturing footprint to double production capacity to 24 aircraft per year. Saying that, we will need to roll out our first aircraft as early as next year in Mid-East. So that will be in Joby's favor. Obviously, they'll be improving. Joby has a massive institutional partner. They have Toyota in their back, and Toyota are there to help them with their assembly line and with their production line. They'll be basically same as your automotive production line. So this is the intention, to have mass production line. Obviously, from the beginning, you need to scale this up. You need to ramp this up. So as you can see, 24 aircraft per year, but it's a good start. That is a lead in into the mass production. So that's great. Some great updates. I will not go any further because we are about 4 minutes away. Let me check if the webcast is ready. Let me refresh this. So we should have live presentation as well. Press play. Yeah, it's not coming through yet. By the way, those who just joined, I see people coming in. Thank you very much for joining. We have a new feature on our channel. We have parallel. This is unprecedented. This is the first time ever we broadcast parallel main events on the main channel. So if you think of BBC 1 and 2, Martyn, Virgin Galactic earnings, VAS, Joby Aviation. We have great audience. Thank you very much for joining. If you click on Martyn Lucas Investor on the channel, you will see the streams in there. And now we have Martyn.
Streams, members only videos, all my CEO interviews, talking directly with the banks, the hedge fund managers, all those things are all members only. If you're a silver member, you can also go on the homepage of my channel. If you're a gold member, you get a one-on-one video call with me every month, so you can ask me anything you want. As a member, you can also request.
I'm not sure whether Martyn can play the audio.
You can also call into the show and be live on the show when I open it up. Plus a birthday song on a Friday night concert.
Right, that is Martyn for you.
If you engage with me on X and Instagram,
oh, that's me.
I will engage
Sorry.
with you. All right, there
you can't hear it. Okay, that's
me. Do you want
me.
free shares of Robinhood?
Okay, let me fix this. That was me.
USA,
that
Robinhood UK. There's free shares of Robinhood UK.
No.
I just realised it's not coming through. Do you know you are playing my audio?
No, yeah, Martyn is now confused. I've confused the hell out of Martyn.
My audio.
That was me. No, Martyn, that was me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me.
Not now.
No, Martyn. No, the stream is delayed. The stream is delayed about 20 seconds, so it will take, yeah.
What do you mean? What are you on about? What are you on about? False alarm. Don't come in here. Don't come in here, Vaz. Don't come in here poking. Look, you get back to doing what you do. Don't you come in here. Why is he coming in here, poking his nose around? It's not needed.
That went down well.
We don't need you coming in here. You stay over there. On your channel.
We are all good,
Stay
Martyn.
over there. Don't you come in here. This is BBC One.
That is BBC One, yeah.
Yeah,
I know. Right, the stream is about to begin. Sorry, the webcast is about to begin in about a minute or couple of minutes. He's not.
You come in here.
Look.
Why is he coming in here, poking his nose around? It's not needed.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. Stuff happens. Right. We are waiting for the webcast to start. As you can see on the screen, let's see what the stock chart is doing. We have a slight recovery of the overreaction or of the initial sell-off. Let's see how this stock will act whether we go up or down. I'm now seeing some questions in the chat as well. Joby going to hit $22 during the call? I'm not sure. We would have no, I don't think so. if that will recover to the previous numbers. But I think we will keep this level, and I wouldn't be surprised if we have a sell-off in the following days. But I'm not saying Joby is a bad investment. You could see the fundamentals. Yeah, you've got it on the screen literally here. Obviously, you make your own decision, but this looks to me like a very well set up business and startup for a good run. So we are not in the very early stage. We are coming now to the end of the pre-revenue stage, because you can see we have first customers as early as 2026. We are now manufacturing up to 24 aircraft a year, and that will go up.
Quarter fiscal year 2025
There we go.
Results conference call. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. A question and answer session will follow the formal presentation. If anyone should require operator assistance, please press *0 on your telephone keypad.
Let me just bump the audio
As a reminder, this conference is being recorded. It is now my pleasure to introduce Teresa Baruthiel, Head of Investor Relations. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon and evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Joby Aviation's second quarter 2025 financial results conference call. I'm Teresa Baruthiel, Joby's Head of Investor Relations. We will begin the discussion with remarks from JoBen Bevirt, Founder and Chief Executive Officer, and Rodrigo Brumana, Chief Financial Officer. Paul Sciarra, our Executive Chairman, will be joining us later for Q&A. Please note that our discussion today will include statements regarding future events and financial performance, as well as statements of belief, expectation, and intent. These forward-looking statements are based on management's current expectations and involve risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ materially from those expressed or implied. For a more detailed discussion of these risks and uncertainties, please refer to our filings with the SEC and the safe harbor disclaimer contained in today's shareholder letter. The forward-looking statements included in this call are made only as of the date of this call, and the company does not assume any obligation to update or revise them. Also, during the call, we'll refer both to GAAP and non-GAAP financial measures. A reconciliation of non-GAAP to GAAP measures is included in our Q2 2025 shareholder letter, which you can find on our investor relations website along with the replay of this call. And with all of that said, I'll now turn the call over to JoBen.
Thank you, Teresa, and thank you everyone for joining us today. The last quarter was one of our best yet. We're delivering at an exceptional level on all fronts, on certification, on manufacturing, and on commercialization. And we have so much to talk about that I'm going to get straight into it. The progress we've reported this quarter is unparalleled, supported by an incredible team, years of planning, and a wealth of flight testing. In July alone, we completed 76 separate flights with 4 different aircraft in 3 different locations around the world. These included both piloted and remotely piloted flights with vertical takeoffs, full transitions, and vertical landings. And the amount of flight testing matters because it's the core of our certification effort. It's the way you drive maturity into an aircraft program, whether for commercial or defense use. And it's the way you wring out technical issues to mitigate expensive changes later in the certification process. Our team is delivering day in and day out, and they know that if you're in the business of flying aircraft, you have to actually fly aircraft. In stage 4 of certification, we're now 70% complete on the Joby side and more than 50% complete on the FAA side, up 10 points from last quarter. And we're gearing up for stage 5. During this stage, Joby and FAA pilots will fly our aircraft to validate all of our certification work ahead of receiving a type certification. And I'm pleased to say, as we announced this morning, the first of 5 aircraft for TIA flight testing is headed to final assembly. And we remain on track to start flying our TIA aircraft with Joby pilots this year and to begin TIA certification flights with FAA pilots early next year. For context, this is a milestone you don't reach at the flip of a switch. There are very few, if any, certification processes that are as involved as the steps required to reach type inspection authorization. It's multivariable, time-intensive, and relies on not just your own execution, but also that of the FAA. We've been at this for more than a decade, developing, iterating, and collaborating on paper and in practice. We've taken a concept and turned it into a conforming design, with approved test plans and the ability to manufacture under a quality management system, all in alignment with the FAA. We're now putting the keystone in the arch. Alongside our certification progress, the global regulatory momentum is undeniable. Here in the US, the White House, DOT, and FAA are setting the pace for next generation aviation. For eVTOL, the executive order on drone dominance directs the FAA and DOT to establish programs for state and local governments to partner with companies like ours on early operations. Globally, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the US, and the UK, markets with huge long-term opportunity for Joby, came together to streamline international validation of FAA type certification for aircraft like ours. This took years of public-private collaboration that we expect to pay dividends in the years to come. I was also particularly excited that the FAA finalized the Mosaic and BVLOS rules, which opened a world of opportunity for new personal aircraft, new propulsion systems, and new ways of flying. I've been on this mission with Joby for more than 15 years. We're witnessing a global sea change in regulatory landscape that I believe will define the next century of aviation. And in doing so, I believe we are defining the very fabric of how we will live. Each of the ingredients that I have just spoken about, the maturity of our platform, the rigorous aircraft testing, and the progress we're making on certification, all contribute to our success on commercialization. This quarter was pivotal. We completed flight testing in Dubai. We reached a definitive agreement to acquire Blade's passenger business. We signed agreements for aircraft with long-term partners Abdul Latif Jameel and ANA. And with L3Harris, we're exploring opportunities to leverage our existing technology platform for defense applications. Let's start with Dubai. Earlier this summer, we achieved another industry first. We completed a multi-week campaign in the UAE with 21 piloted flights, including vertical takeoff, transition to wing-borne flight, and vertical landing. And we did this in challenging real-world conditions. We delivered sustained operations in temperatures nearing 110 degrees Fahrenheit. We gained invaluable insights about the performance of our aircraft as we prepare to move from flight testing to exhibition flights and on to commercial service. With the acquisition of Blade, we're accelerating our readiness for commercial eVTOL operations globally, including in Dubai. Over the last decade, Rob and the team at Blade have built a scaled VTOL business, operational expertise, and a premium customer experience. But the Blade acquisition delivers much more than operational experience. On day one post-certification, Joby will have the infrastructure, team, and routes to start electrified service in key US and international markets. This gives us a defensible first mover advantage and creates a competitive edge that will be difficult to replicate. We'll also have access today to a deep and loyal customer base with a demonstrated high willingness to pay to save time. Last year alone, Blade moved more than 50,000 passengers. The plan is simple. We take the existing Blade operations and we add eVTOL. This will allow us to expand route maps, fly higher tempo operations given the lower nose profile, and increase margins with lower operating costs than helicopters. And while we're waiting for our eVTOL to come online, we'll be able to build Joby's market-leading operational software into Blade to drive efficiency and improve customer experience. We have 3 paths to commercialization. In addition to the owned and operated service, we're pursuing direct sales and regional partnerships. Yesterday, we announced plans to establish a joint venture with our partner ANA. The plan is to deploy more than 100 aircraft in the region, as well as build an air taxi service ecosystem. we need pilot training, vertiports, and maintenance just as much as we need the aircraft. Through this collaboration, we see potential to build a playbook to replicate in other markets. Similarly, we're making progress on distribution. With long-standing investor Abdul Latif Jameel, we announced we're exploring the sale of up to 200 aircraft in Saudi Arabia, valued at approximately $1 billion. Abdul Latif Jameel has deep ties in the Middle East, and we look forward to growing this relationship. Finally, we announced a new collaboration with L3Harris to develop a hybrid variant of our existing aircraft to pursue low-altitude defense opportunities. To be clear, defense and dual-use technology has always been a core to Joby's strategy, a point demonstrated by our long history with the DoD. We already set the pace for VTOL in defense, being the first and only company to deliver eVTOL aircraft to a government customer facility, which we've now done twice. And we're the only company to have already shown electric VTOL aircraft can be hybridized for longer range, with our record-breaking 561-mile hydrogen-electric flight last summer. We're leveraging that history, adapting our existing platform with turbine-electric propulsion and missionization. We're now ready to set the pace again, with flight tests of this new variant expected to start this fall and operational demonstrations expected in early 2026 with government customers. With our existing production capability, we're confident we can move quickly from demonstration to deployment, a testament to the value of a dual-use approach. We also see this work benefiting our commercial operations. The work we'll do to mature vehicle-level autonomy and turbine-electric powertrains can feed back into our commercial business, allowing for commercial products that are faster and longer range. This work comes at a critical time in the retooling of U.S. and allied defense. The DoD has requested $9.4 billion in the FY26 budget to advance uncrewed and remotely operated aircraft, and we see significant opportunity for Joby and our partners. As our path to certification and commercialization becomes increasingly clear, our next challenge will be scaling production capacity to meet demand. And as I've said before, this is not an easy task, but it is one that we're well placed to tackle. I'm incredibly proud of the progress we've already made to establish conforming production lines, and with our first TIA aircraft moving to final assembly, I'm confident we're leading the way. The expansion of our Marina facility is an important step on the road to scale. It will double our production capacity to 24 aircraft per year, and our Dayton facility is now coming online. This dual-site strategy is designed to scale horizontally and eventually produce up to 500 aircraft per year. As an engineer, I care very deeply about manufacturing, and I love walking the manufacturing floors to see where we can drive process and efficiency improvements from the current line, including adding automation to reduce cost and increase efficiency and throughput. We're only at the beginning of the S-curve, so while early improvements will be significant, they won't be easy. But the base we are building from is strong. We're leading the way on production-conforming lines. We're leading the way on ramping production. And of course, we have Toyota, the world's leading automaker, at our side. Rodrigo, over to you.
Thanks, Joe Ben, and hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to be joining Joby at such a pivotal time. What brought me here is simple. This is a company building a reality that does not exist today. Joby will make air travel an everyday reality, but that's not an easy task. The team is solving hard problems with rigor, from certification to manufacturing to global deployment. What stood out to me is the rare alignment of vision, execution, and capital. We have a strong balance sheet, long-term partners, and a team that understands how to turn bold ideas into tangible outcomes. In every conversation I had before joining, whether with engineers, test pilots, or operating leaders, I saw the same thing: quiet excellence and relentless focus. In my first few weeks on the job, I witnessed the team coming together to deliver the historic Dubai flights with precision, intensity, and pride. It showed me what this company is made of. As a newcomer, I can say with high conviction, this is the real deal. As CFO, my focus is very clear. Number one, ensure we scale methodically. Number two, stay disciplined with capital. And number three, translate our technical and regulatory progress into long-term value. Now, shifting to our Q2 financial results. We ended the second quarter of 2025 with cash and short-term investments totaling $991 million. We closed the first $250 million tranche from Toyota and received an additional $41 million through our ATM facility. Our Q2 2025 use of cash totaled $112 million, $10 million lower than last quarter, primarily due to having one less payroll run in the quarter, partially offset by growth in operating expenses. This spending also included about $12 million on property and equipment. We remain on track with our full year 2025 guidance of $500 million to $540 million in use of cash, excluding any potential impact from our proposed acquisition of Blade's passenger business. On a GAAP basis, we reported a Q2 net loss of $325 million, which includes a $168 million operating loss and a $157 million non-operating loss, both impacted by non-cash items. The net loss was $242 million higher than the prior quarter, primarily due to an increase in our share price reflecting an unfavorable non-cash revaluation of warrants, earnout shares, and the Toyota first tranche investment we received. Total operating expenses for the quarter were $168 million, up about $5 million from the prior quarter. The increase was driven by higher staffing and program spend to support key milestones, including progress on the final assembly of our first TIA aircraft. Adjusted EBITDA, a non-GAAP metric that we reconcile to our net income in our shareholder letter, was a loss of $132 million in the second quarter. This was about $4 million higher than the prior quarter, reflecting the increased spending I mentioned before. Compared to the same period last year, our adjusted EBITDA loss was $24 million higher, reflecting growth in our organization to support the design, manufacture, and the certification progress of our aircraft in early investments related to commercialization. As JoBen said before, 2025 has been and will continue to be a pivotal year for Joby and for this new industry. You should expect us to keep flying in diverse conditions and locations, forging new partnerships, and laying the groundwork for support across regulations, infrastructure, and operations. You should see the closing of our Blade acquisition and the integration of their operating know-how as a key advantage in preparing for commercial service. You should see us continue maturing our low-rate manufacturing efforts into scaled production capabilities and leveraging our best-in-class partner, Toyota, to do this together. You should also stay tuned as we develop hybrid aircraft for U.S. defense, combining Joby's VTOL and autonomy capabilities with L3Harris expertise. Joby remains the only company to deliver eVTOLs to a U.S. Air Force base and fly full transition piloted and unpiloted missions of full-scale eVTOL aircraft today. I want to be realistic about the amount of work we have in front of us. It is not going to be easy. We're building a reality that does not exist today. Our path will be challenging, but we embrace it and are executing with tangible results as we shape our future lines of revenue. Now, with our three paths to generating revenue in mind, let's recap. Number one, as an air taxi operator, direct-to-consumer business, we made an exciting acquisition that is expected to accelerate our timeline. We have a strong backing from local and global regulators, and we continue to demonstrate our commitment to bring flying to everyday life. Number two, for partner service, Our relationship with ANA in Japan provides an opportunity to collaborate on air taxi ecosystem in a key market. And number 3, under the banner of aircraft sales, we look forward to sharing more about our distribution relationship with Abdul Latif Jamil for electric aircraft and with L3 Harris for autonomous and hybrid aircraft. We look forward to continue sharing our progress with you. At this time, operator, please open the call for questions.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad, and a confirmation tone will indicate your line is in the question queue.
This could be interesting. This could
your question from the queue.
trigger a reaction.
For participants using speaker equipment, it may be necessary to pick up your handset before pressing the star keys. And the first question comes from the line of Austin Moeller with Canaccord Genuity. Please proceed.
Hi, good afternoon. So just my first question here. Now that you've bought Blade, are you preparing to, or are you planning to provide S4 eVTOLs to the local charter operators that own those helicopters and have a similar model to Blade, or are you still planning to operate and own the aircraft yourselves?
Thanks a lot, Austin. This is Joby. We're going to remain flexible on that. Here in the U.S., we do have a preference for retaining the long-term free cash flow and the long-term revenues from the passenger service. But we do see Blade's asset-light model as being a valuable one. I think as you look at our partnership with ANA, where our operation in Japan will be co-owned, that also gives us the opportunity to pull forward revenue. And then, of course, with our distribution partnership with Abdul Latif Jamil and in Saudi Arabia, where we could be potentially selling aircraft, and again, that would be another way to pull forward revenue. So we do see a balance, and we see the model that Blade has as giving us flexibility, and thank you for highlighting that opportunity.
Okay, and just a follow-up on the TIA aircraft that you're constructing, are you able to discuss what the specs of that are, like the maximum takeoff weight, or if you've stretched the fuselage at all? And the 6 aircraft that you're building for TIA testing, they're all expected to have different percentages of conforming parts to perform specific tests, correct?
Yeah, so a couple clarifications there. One, the aircraft is nearly identical to the aircraft that we've been flying before, but I really want to pound the table on how exciting this moment is. This is the culmination of more than a decade of hard work from the Joby team and close collaboration with the FAA. In order to build this aircraft, we had FAA DARs on the factory floor with us regularly doing inspections, and they're inspecting the build of the aircraft against our quality systems. They're and again, this is the finish line, right? We are the aircraft that we're building is, before we could even start building it, we had to have a design that met all of the certification standards that we'd agreed to through phase 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the certification program. So all the progress that we've been reporting to you each quarter against stage 1, against stage 2, against 3 and 4, that has all built to this moment. all of the work that we've done maturing our manufacturing systems and processes that has built to this moment. And so, as I said in my prepared remarks, this is us putting the keystone in the arch. This is preparing for this really magical moment when this aircraft takes to the air, and then with Joby pilots, and then we do for credit flights for certification credit with the FAA pilots on board. And so we're so proud, and I really want to emphasize what a big deal this is for the whole Joby team. And really just so grateful. And it's a huge day for us today.
Very exciting. Thanks for the color, Joby.
The next question comes from the line of Kristine Liwag with Morgan Stanley. Please proceed.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. And you've had a very, very jam-packed quarter, so congrats on all these milestones. I mean, with the acquisition of the Blade network, can you talk about how you're thinking about your first initial commercial service in the U.S.? How did that change now that you own Blade? And where would you see your first initial cities where you're serving in the U.S. After this acquisition?
Thank you so much, Kristine. So we do see incredible demand and incredible opportunities in markets across the country and around the world. But this acquisition of Blade really supercharges our operations in New York with an incredible existing operations team with amazing vertiport infrastructure, with exclusive lounges, with a loyal customer base. And we're just absolutely thrilled with the way that we believe this will allow us to really ramp our operations in New York much faster than we had previously planned on.
Being based in New York, very excited to see that come to fruition. And following up on the certification regarding, I guess, airspace usage. So have you sorted with the municipalities in New York about the ability to use the Joby aircraft in these vertiports? Is that all sorted? Are you just waiting for the aircraft certification now? Or are there additional approvals you need before you enter into service there?
So we don't expect any additional work on the airspace side beyond what the Blade operations currently entail. We work very closely with air traffic controllers in multiple markets across the country, and we've been doing really groundbreaking planning for new vertiports. I'd also love to highlight the incredible work that the FAA is doing, and that Secretary Sean Duffy has spoken about on enhancing and modernizing our air traffic control framework. So we think that's really fantastic and exciting. I want to remind folks that once we get type certification, we also need to take and put our Joby aircraft onto a Part 135 operating certificate before we begin passenger service. We do have the opportunity to do air tours prior to the aircraft going on the 135, but that is an additional step on top of the type certification.
Great, that's wonderful. And just following up lastly on the type certification, you said you're 75% of the way through for stage 4. Can you talk about the remaining 25%? What is there left to do? And what would the stage 5 process look like?
Yeah, just one correction. On the Joby side, we're 70% complete. And so the remaining 30% will come in over the next year or so as we progress the final pieces there. But I want to be really clear that we do not need to be at 100% on stage 4 prior to beginning the TIA work. So some of those stage 4 pieces are not required for the TIA flight test. So we're at a very, very strong place, both on the Joby side and on the FAA side, to deliver on our goals of beginning the TIA flight test with FAA pilots on board early next year. So the momentum is just absolutely phenomenal, and we're so grateful to the FAA for the incredible lean-in that they've shown for many quarters in a row here, just really going above and beyond.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, and congratulations again on your progress.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please
don't go anywhere. After the webcast is finished, I'll be giving you a wrap up and final thoughts.
And the next question comes from the line of Bill Peterson with JP Morgan. Please proceed.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Really a lot of terrific progress in the last quarter. I'd like to start off with the first question on Blade and maybe expand it from some of the prior questions. So I guess, what is the specific plans for expanding the passenger business currently in New York and in Southern Europe? Do you see any additional opportunities for passenger to expand in other parts in the world or other cities in the U.S.? And again, this is assuming with helicopters first. And what does the team plan to do with the Blades jet and other business that seems like on face value maybe has a little bit less synergies?
Thanks a lot, Bill. This is Paul. So we do actually see opportunities to continue to expand Blade's existing business even ahead of certification of our aircraft. But look, that wasn't the reason for the acquisition. The reason for the acquisition is that, the big limitation of that business has been their ability, essentially the sort of vehicles that they were using. We think we've got an opportunity to both expand the route map, lower cost or sort of increase margin, and in turn fly higher tempo operations given the lower noise profile of our vehicle. So those, I think, are really the pieces that are going to be important to kind of more rapidly kind of taking full advantage of the important groundwork that Rob and the team at Blade have laid.
Okay, yeah, thanks for that. And then for my second question, given the call out around the DoD's budget request for $9.4 billion for autonomous and hybrid aircraft, what do you think this can translate in terms of opportunity for Joby? I guess, could this help fund R&D work or specific contracts or something else we should be looking at?
Thanks a lot, Bill. This is Paul again. So, two pieces to your question. Look, along the way, there's always opportunities for R&D funding to essentially offset some of the work that's necessary to deliver on the vehicles that we're talking about. That's been a strategy that we've used very effectively over the course of our engagements with DoD over the last 6 or 7 years. But most importantly, and I think what you should see in the announcement with L3, is that we're sort of taking the next step in terms of missionizing this aircraft for the right use cases kind of against key contracts, whether existing or future, that are matched against the capability gaps for different branches. And we're really pleased to be working with L3 on that front. Because of the depth of their engagement with many of these customers, they have a very strong understanding of kind of where those gaps are. And over the course of both the flight demonstrations in the fall, and even more importantly, the demonstrations with customers early next year, that's going to, I think, be the opportunity to sort of open up the commercialization effort in a very significant way with the DoD.
Perfect. Again, great progress. I'll pass it on. You can go on for a lot more questions, but I want to be mindful for the rest of the analysts.
The next question comes from the line of Chris Pierce with Needham & Company. Please proceed.
Hey, you guys recently updated us on the Marina facility. I was wondering when, and sorry if I missed this, but when might we hear more about the Ohio facility and more scaled production? I understand you don't want to produce these things at scale until you know you're further down the road with certification. So this is a sort of a backdoor way to ask about certification timing. But I guess when might we hear about Ohio manufacturing cadence, margin on the OEM side of the business? Just kind of details around that would be helpful for modeling.
Thank you, Chris. So as I mentioned previously, we're really trying to think about this in a multi-site, horizontal, scaled approach. First, with Marina, we are thrilled with the timeline that we were able to build and begin to populate our manufacturing, our larger manufacturing facility there, more than doubling our manufacturing footprint in Marina, and also really pleased with the work that the team is doing to mature and accelerate the build rate of both the components and the aircraft. Just today, got a report that we had manufactured 18,000 components in July alone. So it shows that we're, Joby manufacturing globally is just hitting its stride and becoming more and more efficient and more productive. With regard to your question about Ohio, we're thrilled with the acquisition of our first building there and the build out of that. We're thrilled to be building our team in Ohio, doing training, and can't wait for parts to start coming out of that facility. And also extremely excited about opportunities to continue to expand our Ohio footprint and the incredible support we've received from both Dayton and the state of Ohio and Jobs Ohio. They've been absolutely spectacular partners for us.
Okay, appreciate the detail. On slide 8, when you talk about Dubai, you're talking about this one vertiport in the first quarter of 26. Does that get back to Part 135 and touring, where it might be a kind of something you can do with passengers in the first quarter of 26, but then you need further build out in like hotels or things like that? Or is there already infrastructure to land these things with passengers? Like, I just want to get a sense of what needs to be done beyond what's in the letter to kind of start higher tempo passenger flight in Dubai.
It's a great question. I think one of the amazing things about our the flights that we did over there is that some of our key partners and potential partners were able to come and see flights, and including many folks on the real estate and real estate development side, and the amount of interest and the excitement from real estate developers, both in Dubai and around the world, has never been greater. The ability to have a quiet electric aircraft land at your development and deliver folks, for example, from the airport to the Palm in a matter of minutes rather than nearly an hour, that's a game changer. And so we do see really significant momentum in opening up additional takeoff and landing locations. Additionally, as I believe you're aware, our partner for building the vertiports in Dubai is Skyports, and they're making fantastic progress alongside RTA, the Roads and Transport Authority, in planning and building out the network of vertiports in Dubai. And so we, as you mentioned, the first vertiport that broke ground at DXB, the airport there, is making great progress, and we're really excited to bring additional nodes online in the Dubai network, and thrilled with the momentum we're seeing in Dubai overall.
Okay. And then just lastly on Blade, is it fair to say that Blade didn't have any exclusive properties, but you gained a potential first mover advantage, or is there more to it than that?
So Blade one has a number of exclusive lounges. Two, the real estate available at many of these vertiports is quite limited, and so it's valuable to have a place for passengers to wait out of the sun, out of the rain, while they're getting ready to board their flight. So we do feel like although many of these sites are public access, having a lounge and a facility at those locations is extraordinarily valuable. Two, the Blade also has a large network of takeoff and landing locations in Europe, and as well as the greater New York area. And we think that network of takeoff and landing locations is an incredibly valuable and underappreciated asset, and we couldn't be more thrilled to be able to count that as a Joby asset now.
Okay. Appreciate the time and good luck.
Thank you.
As a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star one on your telephone keypad. And the next question comes from the line of Savi Syth with Raymond James. Please proceed.
Hey, good afternoon. It's definitely an action-packed quarter here. If I can go back to the third aircraft, can I clarify if you're out of policy completely, and this is just kind of the execution side? So like the MOC cert plans are approved without placeholders, or is this kind of being built at risk a little bit?
I would say that we are very much in the final. Yes, I would say that we're substantially out of policy, if not completely out of policy. The real focus right now with the FAA is on finalizing all of our TIA flight test plans, and really, really thrilled with the lean in from the FAA on that front. Of course, there's still the 50% of stage 4 that the FAA has to approve, but again, the progress they're just putting points on the board day after day. So we feel extraordinarily good about where we are with the FAA, and as well as where we are in terms of the design and manufacture of this aircraft. We think this is a huge, huge milestone that we announced today, and just thrilled with the execution of the testing team. I don't know that I emphasize that enough. We didn't just finish building this airframe; we finished testing this airframe. So it's going into final assembly, and it's got lots of green check marks.
That's great.
Don't go anywhere. I will have great surprise for you when we finish.
Testing. I know kind of each aircraft, I think you said you'll build 5, will be designed to test something different. I wonder if you can kind of talk a little bit about like maybe what the first aircraft will be designed to test and what we can kind of look forward to.
Yeah, so there are multiple TIA tests that we're working on the test plans that we're working on getting approval with the FAA, and each of the test plans has a specific one of those 5 aircraft that it's going to get that we plan to test it against. There is some flexibility, but we're targeting it. And the other thing I should emphasize is that we've started building parts for for all 5 of those aircraft. So some of them are, this one, for example, has now completed the testing. We have multiple others where the airframes are going through the airframe assembly process, and we're building components and systems for many of them. So we're in full swing, and I couldn't be more proud of the work that our incredible manufacturing team is doing across the sites in San Carlos, Marina, and soon Ohio. So absolutely thrilled and grateful to everybody on the Joby manufacturing team.
I appreciate that, Joe. And can I, if I might ask a quick follow-up on a previous kind of question on the defense side, have you kind of identified any specific programs of record? And I'm just kind of curious how meaningful that can be. I know you quoted a big DoD number, but was curious, how much realistic kind of opportunity that could be pursued here.
Thanks, Savi. This is Paul. Scoping up, this is a big moment, I think, for rethink in terms of what the future of military aviation looks like. Recent conflicts have certainly shown that, the sort of paradigm of large, expensive, crewed helicopters for a wide variety of missions may not be the right one on a go-forward basis. So we think we've got an opportunity in conjunction with L3 to essentially build something that is cheaper, quieter, autonomous, and essentially flexible for a wide range of use cases. So we called out a few, I think, in the announcement, including contested logistics, counter UAS, so counter drone, and in turn, electronic warfare. And fortunately, we are partnered with someone that has incredible payloads across each of those sort of functions. To answer your question, there are core existing programs that we are going after, but some of this is also about shaping programs in light of that big rethink that I mentioned at the front end. And what I think is very important in this sort of moment is being able to translate very quickly from demonstration into deployment. And that's where I think this dual use approach, essentially leveraging the same technologies and the same manufacturing lines that we're using for the commercial side, really pays dividends, both to us as a company and in turn to our customers in defense.
That's helpful, Paul. Thank you.
The next question comes from the line of Amit Dayal with H.C. Wainwright. Please proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and congrats on all the progress this quarter. With respect to the certification timeline, do you have a sense of whether it's next 2 or 3 quarters, or is it a little bit longer before, you are completely set up to get into operations?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Amit. Just to be clear, what we're guiding to is that we're on schedule to begin flying the TIA aircraft with Joby pilots by later this year, and to begin flying with FAA pilots on board by early next year. And so that's those are the flights that the FAA pilots fly to confirm that we are compliant, and that's what gives us points on the board for stage 5. And once those are complete, then we're in the final stretch of stage 5 and type certification.
Understood. Thank you for that. And then, is the Blade deal closed for you guys? I just wanted to see, when we can potentially see contribution from, the Blade operations in your financials. Is it 4Q? Maybe we can see that?
Yeah, Amit, Rodrigo here. Look, we just signed, and then it'll take a few weeks to close, so more guidance when we get there. But right now, we're just in the process of announcing it. And then, as you know, very typical, will take a few weeks to close.
Understood. Yeah, those are the questions I had for now. I'll take my other questions offline. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for today. We thank you for your participation in today's conference call. You may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.
Wow, that was interesting. I know that Joe Ben is not the best talker. It's improved a lot. If you had a chance to hear the previous earning calls, like half a year back, they were a bit how to say that diplomatically. They are not as entertaining, I would say. With Joby, it's not about the presentation. It's about having the work done. Let me know. We are now finishing. I will wrap this up, and we will probably get audience from Martyn as well, from the Virgin Galactic earnings. But what I'm going to show you, I'll give you a chance to win $1,000. $1,000 giveaway in XRP. There's something we are doing to celebrate our 100,000 subscribers on YouTube coming. So definitely stay with me. We can see, as I said, it will probably go back to the previous levels, but it's not going to break through. And I would not be surprised if we are looking at the chart now. I would not be surprised if we have a slight sell-off if the momentum goes down. And if you join Sensei tomorrow morning for his breakfast show, for his market forecast show, he will definitely look into that for you. Ask him, tell him Vas sent me, and Vas told me, and I see we have audience coming in. We have audience coming through from the mainstream already. Very good. Ask Sensei. Tell him I asked him to. Tell Sensei Vas asked Sensei to do a chart for Vas. Does it make sense? Right, and he will tell you. He will tell you what is the next support, what is the next resistance. He will do the Fibonacci. Sensei is fairly accurate. So tomorrow morning for the market breakfast show, market forecast show, definitely join Sensei. Do you have any questions? Give me your questions and your thoughts, because I would like to wrap this up. Not only wrap this up, but I would like to hear from you. Was it worth it? Was it a good call? Okay, the presentation we know, but did you learn something new? Was it something you expected, or was it something that surprised you as well? I'm not. I can see people coming here already in the chat. I love it. Your show is rubbish. Martyn is better. Martyn's show was rubbish, so I came here for quality. Well, make your mind up, all right? Yeah, that's great. We are having people from the main channel, from the mainstream, from BBC One coming through. Thank you everyone for joining. I will be giving you $100 giveaway as well. Bear with me. We are now wrapping up the earnings call. If you have any questions or any comments, I see. Why is Martyn's show better than yours? Because it's just different. It's just different. I think my show is the best, but you make your own. It's like a financial advice. We're not giving financial advices, so we are not giving advices and opinions on whose show is better. All right, but I think my show is better. Martyn says your show is rubbish. Cheers, Martyn. Right. Yes, overall terrific. Is it comments to my show? Is it comments to the earnings call? Solid call. I am a fan of Joe Ben because he's so excited about his company. He is, yeah. And Joby, I see the chat is getting crazy. Joby is they always get the work done first, and then they talk about what they had done. Whilst Archer, their main competitor, they are more hype and PR. And they like to talk about things before they're actually done. So you are looking at completely differently managed businesses or led businesses. But let's not put either of them down, because I keep saying if it wasn't for Archer, Joby wouldn't have been where Joby is. Nobody would have known about air taxis, eVTOLs. Nobody would have known about Joby. But if it wasn't for Joby on top of the race with Archer wouldn't have probably flown that aircraft yet. So I think we have very beneficial symbiosis in there, and they are just sort of helping each other to accelerate the race to the top. Obviously, Joby have got much better fundamentals, but Archer are doing much more for the PR and for the presentation of the concept. So there we go. We've got people joining in. Bear with me. I will give you $1,000 giveaway. Martyn already explained and Martyn showed you, but I will explain this shortly. We have now covered Joby Aviation second quarter earnings call. The end was not so entertaining. We can see the reaction. We are pretty much at the daily average. Right. We have pretty much the daily average what we had from today's day. There was a sell-off, as it always is, on the earnings call when the numbers come out. I don't know why, because we had quite good numbers for Joby. They have 991 millions on their balance sheet, and they are coming to the revenue phase. They are still in pre-revenue phase, but now we are coming to the revenue phase. So very, very closely. We are probably a couple of quarters away from starting selling and supplying aircraft to the customers, to the clients. So yeah, I don't know why the reaction was this bad, but then it recovered when they started talking about the Blade acquisition and the hybrid power unit with L3 Harris, with their partnership with L3 Harris, and then it's sold off again. So I would not be surprised if we continue a little sell-off or correction. Definitely join Sensei tomorrow morning, and he will show you the chart, and he will tell you your supports, your resistance, your Fibonacci levels as well. Let's see who we've got in the chat. I've got better accent. Thank you. That's great. What we've got here. Don't forget to hit the like button. How many likes do we have? We've got 80 likes. Come on, we can do it. We got 40 fresh people. If half of you hit the like button, we are there. We are there, and we can have 100 likes celebration. Why is Martyn's show better than yours? Well, it's not. I already told you. Mine is the best, obviously. Martyn says your show is no mention of the Virgin. No, we covered Joby Aviation. I can bring up the chart if you want. Let's have a look at the chart for Virgin Galactic if we have any reaction after the earnings call when Martyn finished his stream. Let's have a look at this. SPCE. And I can show you on the screen. We have had a sell-off. I don't know what price was. All right, I don't know what price was when you were leaving the stream, but I believe it was about the same. So interesting. Again, join Sensei tomorrow morning, and he will give you update on the chart. No mention of Virgin. Martyn sent me Virgin partnership. Yes, Virgin partnership with that's an old news. That was in the previous call. That was in the first quarter. Virgin, Vertical Aerospace. We covered yesterday morning. Great earnings call again, as well as Joby. Completely transparent business, tracking their update, tracking their progress on certification, giving you away all their numbers, just open book. So that was great presentation as well yesterday. Actually, the presentation was much better, the actual call. But Vertical Aerospace have lost their contract with Virgin Atlantic. So what happened? Virgin went with Joby because the time frame probably was not so appealing to them, because Vertical Aerospace, they are targeting their certification 2028, whilst Joby, you could see the progress. They are on the track to finish it probably early next year. And also Joby are now setting up their production line. Vertical Aerospace, they will have slight more steady but more efficient, financial efficient build-up. You could see the operational cost of Joby Aviation, and you could see operational cost of Vertical Aerospace, and it's a fraction of that. And Vertical, they have been, they have not been delivering the same product as Joby, but definitely same product as Archer so far, and a bit earlier as well for the fraction of the cost. So yes, thanks for reminding me. That happened in the previous quarter. That's why it wasn't mentioned here. So yeah, and this will be for the UK market. So there will be one network in London area, eVTOL, Advanced Air Mobility, operated by Virgin Atlantic, and there'll be another network hub or another network, whatever, in Greater Manchester. So we will have 2 different places where we can fly eVTOLs, probably in 2027 in the UK. Tell us price predictions on Archer when you are really the best. Thank you. Archer, let's have a look at Archer. Where's the chart? I would not be surprised if Archer carries on with a sell-off. And at the earnings day, we'll be buying Archer about $9. I would not be surprised. I'm actually waiting for it. Join me next Tuesday after hours. Massive Archer show, live show, same as Joby. Much better presentation. It'll be more graphical, more exciting. Archer have hinted on their pivoting towards defense. So I would not be surprised if it was all about defense contracts, Anduril partnership, Palantir partnership, you name it, USA Force. Just definitely join us. I can expect some good news. And I think the earnings call will be very good for Archer as well. Also, we are expecting them to announce new aircraft, which will be finally piloted VTOL, so fully transition aircraft. So that's something we think nobody talks about this. We believe the new aircraft will be November 704 Alpha Xavier and will be the piloted full transition aircraft. Nobody talks about this. I don't know why. I've been telling that to so many people and they just don't listen. So definitely join us to find out. Bonsoir, ça va bien? Ça va bien, merci. I've been to the Paris Air Show a couple of months ago, and yeah, all my 4 years of learning French as my tertial is that third language, just out of the window. Yeah, so I'm only Czech is my native language, English, broken English, as you can tell. I'm struggling really, but yeah, no French at all. You guys are the far from rubbish. I actually, somebody held the door for me in the Paris Air Show, and because they saw me with a camera with a big rig, they hold the door for me, and I said gracias to them instead of merci. So just saying. Vas Martin sent me Joe Ban should be right. Thank you, Sensei. Yeah, those who just joined from the other stream, we are bringing you new markets. We are bringing you. What if I show you? Let me show you this one. This is my favorite. This one. We are bringing you the new emerging market, the Advanced Air Mobility, also known as eVTOL. This aircraft is called an eVTOL. It stands for Vertical Takeoff and Landing Aircraft. The E is therefore electric. So this is supposed to replace pretty much helicopters, but it's supposed to aid the intercity mobility. So if, as you could hear on the call, if rather than being stuck in the traffic for a couple of hours, you can fly or you can move 3-dimensional. And instead of 2 hours, you can cut down your travel time to mere 10-15 minutes. This is my field of play. This is my top sport. This is my main discipline, and I do actually cover a lot of aerospace on this channel as well. Mainly these eVTOL aircraft, and I do my live show every Saturday, early morning in the United States and late lunchtime in the Europe. Yes, and if you have any questions, just fire them away. We will carry on for a few minutes. If you don't have any more questions, we will wrap this up. But if you have any questions on aerospace, eVTOLs, whatever company, as you already asked about Archer, fire them away. Hi Vaz, Martin sent me his show was rubbish. Maybe the Archer is stuck in the news on the call on 11th. Then they will post it and it will boom. Yeah, I would not be surprised. I think the Q&A was interested in speculations and Joby reps didn't go there. Being in the now. I think the Q&A was interested in... All right, yeah, exactly. It was complete opposite of Archer. So, yeah, it was very, very mild, I would say. Mild responses. Bonjour and check. Merci. That's... gracias. Does either one have a government contract yet? Yes, both. Archer have their contract with United States Air Force to deliver, I believe, 8 more aircraft. It's worth about $140 million. And Joby, they have their contract with Department of Defense, and they actually operate on the, what is the airbase called? Edwards Air Base on West Coast. Yeah, they actually supply their aircraft to the military, and they are flying their aircraft for them as well. So yeah, and we also know from the earnings call yesterday for Vertical Aerospace, we also know that Vertical are in talks with defense as well. Those who want to stay in touch, definitely hit the like button. How many likes do we have? 88. That's not bad. I mean, we could have had 100. We need 12 more likes. We could have had 100. But what I'm going to show you, I'm going to invite you to my X account, because sometimes it takes a bit of time to... this is not my main job. This is not my full-time job. So sometimes it takes a bit of time. When the news come out through the day, I need to get back home, do a bit of research, do a little quick script, find some B-roll videos, set up the scene. It takes probably a few hours before I can go live and deliver the news. But that is a new thing. Now we have parallel live shows. So that will be much more slick, I would say, and much more prompt if something happens. So we don't need to wait for one for the other to finish their stream, finish their show, and we can go live in the meantime. But if something happens, I'm usually there within an hour, because I live on X, pretty much. If you let me put this in the chat for you. Those who don't follow me on X, definitely join me, because if something happens, or when something happens, I'm there pretty much first, or one of the first ones. I'm literally 2 followers away from 1100. That's great. But I'm giving you invitations to any live shows, like here for the earnings call. I'm giving you, I don't know why this one got quite messed up. I don't know why, but I'm doing these threads as well. Well, yeah, I'm not going to show you this one, because this one is a bit messed up. It's just randomly through the post out of the sequence. But if I show you, look, Vertical Aerospace, quick update, quick lay down on the earnings call. Again, invitation. We are covering Vertical Aerospace. We are pretty much the only channel in the whole media world who cover Vertical Aerospace regularly, apart from Vertical Aerospace, obviously. We had Vertical Aerospace on the show. They ambushed Martyn on his morning show to give us big news on their partnership with Bristow, and their first committing order of 50 aircraft, first 50 aircraft. And also, I was in Riyadh, Royal International Air Tattoo. Let me show you this, which is the biggest European military air show, and the biggest British air show. And I happened to engage with Vertical Aerospace, and I brought you an exclusive interview. And let me just show you this. I'll give you a little teaser. There we go.
So real operational flexibility, and then of course you just get in, start up and go. There's none of the warm-up cycles. There's no hydraulics in the powertrain, no heavy sort of gearboxes, complex rotor systems. So it's an incredible aircraft.
I can imagine the maintenance cost is significantly lower.
Massively lower. So this is about 70% cheaper to operate than an equivalent type of helicopters.
definitely check this out, because this is believed to be the most complex and comprehensive interview in terms of information contained about the aircraft. Let me pop this in the chat for you as well. Definitely check it out and drop a like. I'm talking to people, and I already heard from two, don't want to say insiders, but sort of experts, who said this interview is very complex. And Michael Chervenka, he made it so easy to me. This is one of the, he's like equivalent of chief technical officer, and he just wouldn't stop. I asked him a question and he just carried on, and he just went full on, and I loved it. I've learned so much. And then at one point he actually asked a question himself, so I didn't have to do any work. It was great interview. A lot of exclusive footage of the aircraft as well. I got a chance to bring you a peek into the cockpit. I mean, I don't understand how I got away from that with that, but look, I will not show you anymore, but check out the interview. Definitely check out the interview. So yeah, that's my X account. I'm bringing you, I just want to show you, yeah, this is a thread. People don't read it. People don't look at it at all. Look, 1,300 views, that's great. But the first subtweet, oh, this is a good one. But another one, 52. And this is actually, this was my best little insider joke, because I'm hinting on Joby's gas turbine electric hybrid aircraft, their cooperation with L3Harris, which we could hear on the call. And this is literally, look, how it works: gas turbine, generator, electric motors. No mechanical rotor link, like a flying Tesla with its own jet-powered charging station on board. And look, I've literally got a video of guy having a generator in the back of his car so he can recharge his Tesla. And I think it was quite funny. Maybe just to me, but yeah. People don't look at it. Look, 52 people, and the main tweet, 1,300 impressions. So I'm giving you all these laydowns, all these updates, a lot of media, links, whatever, you name it. So I think it's quite comprehensive as well. So definitely join me on my X account and stay in touch with the eVTOL market. Right, do we have any more questions? And I will wrap this up shortly. Thanks, Vaz. I own shares in Archer and Vertical. Very good. Vertical is there for a long ride, well, as well as Archer. I've got some of my shares as well, and my target is first target when I reconsider my position offloading would be 2028, probably. Sydney Sweeney is joining Fortnite in an American Eagle jeans skin next month with an AEO stock over 50% shorted. This in-game crossover is setting up what could be the next GameStop style squeeze. Interesting. Did you tell this to Martyn? If you tell this to Martyn, he will have a look into that. He will give you the short position. He'll give you update on that. He'll give you some fundamentals. By now, it's up to you. I mean, it's not financial advice, but these are here for. Look, Joby is selling off now. Yeah, definitely join Sensei tomorrow morning. He'll give you chart update. These are not for quick. I mean, yes, you could have made some quick money recently, a lot with Joby's, namely, because in April we were buying Joby for like $5-6, and now we hit what was it, 24? No, 21 recently, 2 days ago. But these are here for a long ride. So if you look at the current levels, and if you consider this is the pre-revenue phase, once they start generating revenue and selling their aircraft and being widely adopted around the world, the price will be much, much higher. I'm not giving you any price predictions, but I would not be surprised if Joby was 3x by the end of the decade. Same as Archer. Archer might be in higher levels after the next week's earnings call. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, they are there for a long ride, for a long investment. These are just startups. As much as they are progressed, but they are still startups. And they are still in the pre-revenue phase. So yeah, definitely for a long ride. The market is setting up for a big recovery, hopefully. Right, that's it. How many likes do we have? Got 89 likes. I'm disappointed. Could have had 100, but it was great. Great audience. Thank you very much for joining. I loved it. This was the first time on the channel we had parallel two events, two main events in the prime time. It was great. Yeah, thanks to the team, thanks to Martyn and Sensei who, we could develop it last night. It was good. So stay where you are. The stream will take you to probably the extra channel. I will see you through the week. If not through the week, I will see you on Saturday on my live eVTOL show. I'm bringing you a lot of updates, a lot of topics we talk about, answer your questions. We have a new thing. We have a chat. We have a pie. We have like ETF for eVTOLs as well. So definitely join me on Saturday. I'll give you some more details on that. Tomorrow morning, pre-market or market forecast before the opening bell. 2 hours before the opening bell, Sensei, his market forecast with his newsletter, very comprehensive newsletter. He's giving you some overview for the day. He's giving you deep dives, top topics, analysis, you name it. And then in the morning, market opening bell with Martyn. And then 11th of August, definitely join us for Archer Aviation earnings call. It'll be very interesting. I've got a lot of predictions on that as well. Let's see if it works out. We can play a little bingo. We can fill our card and see who was the closest to whatever would be mentioned on the call. But we did first quarter of Archer Aviation, and it was the biggest live eVTOL show in the world ever in the history. The keyword is live, but we had almost 4,000 people. How about that? So definitely join us. You don't want to miss that. Okay, that's it for now. Again, thank you for joining. When you are watching this, there will be a video related to Joby or eVTOLs. There will be another video. That's it for now. Take care of yourselves and each other.